What is this, a Tuesday? And there's art happening on that Tuesday? This is shocking. But we're back at it. We're back in it. And we're looking at John Singer's Argent. Got a couple of lads. Oh, I should be streaming to you. You should be seeing this, Evan.
I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to imagine it with my mind, but I'm also trying to find it on Twitch.
Oh, I see.
The place where people might be, in fact, watching this.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, having screen share would be helpful. Oh, the blank canvas.
these two lads.
Oh, okay. No, it's these two lads.
Yeah.
Sargent's classic blank canvas. These two lads, with their milky white skin, and in some ways, are canvas themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective.
Much to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start by blocking this out and figuring out the middle of the canvas.
Yeah. Oh, I get to see the early stages. Heck
Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to just do a little bit of troubleshooting here. See if I get the junk going at the same time. Okay, there we go.
Just really quick, gonna do this border because it isn't quite centered.
Mm-hmm. Sasha, who did your avatar on the thingamabob?
I did.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
How'd you get that working?
It's a little VTuber rig thing that Marin showed me. It's just a couple of little sprites that switch between each other.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm talking or when I'm blinking.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that animates up and down.
Yeah.
With a little bounce in there.
Mm-hmm.
The enthusiasm of your speech. Okay. Starting at the foot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there's a decent amount of headroom there. But the head is like over here-ish.
I feel like you ought to start with those measurements first. Get the proportions in first.
Well, I'm just trying to get them on the page first.
See, that's the thing. That's why you measure first, because once you start demarcating those proportions, before you start putting in the shapes, you'll inevitably find, like, if you do it afterwards, you inevitably find that like the whole shape is like weird and funked to one direction or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hence doing that before.
Hmm. Perhaps you're right.
What unit of measurement will you use? What pictorial unit would you use here?
Well, I was gonna try and mess with like the quadrants of the picture. Kind of like,
oh, I see. Yeah, you got the little crosshairs.
Yeah. Block it in that way. Like, this fellow's foot is just like right at the bottom.
Yeah, resting against the edge there. It might be a roughly a third of the picture above them.
Yeah.
A little bit less, but nearly a third.
It's a lot. It's a lot of space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mess standing in for reeds and grass and stuff here.
Yeah, it's true. Just kind of a little bit of blip. Just John Singer the Gun himself, blapping and blipping all over the place.
that close enough to the edge? I feel like maybe it gets a little closer over here.
You hear about this, speaking of guns, you hear about this, gun out in the desert? A little gun, you know, young gun out there? Lease gun al Gaib.
I haven't heard of this gun. Tell me about this gun.
Lease gun al Gaib. Oh, you know about it. We saw the dude.
We did see the Dune. This is not a spoiler free stream.
I mean, it can be.
It can be.
We don't have to talk about all the various sand dunes that are out there.
There's so many.
There's a lot of them. Got a Honda ad, and now there's a duck, so that's nice.
Okay.
But I feel like this is duck abuse. This is not like duck abuse. I don't think they're being mean to the duck, but I feel like this is an abuse of using a duck. You know?
Oh sure, yeah. Improper use of a duck.
Yeah, precisely.
Improper in the sort of like courtesy kind of way, you know?
Courtesy kind of way.
Like the what's the word for that? For etiquette? Etiquette, I think is the word for that.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's not just improper, it's impropriety.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you who else was improper out there. A little gun out in the desert named Paul Muad'Dib, Lucid Al Qaim, tell you what. Well, got some troubles out there.
It doesn't end with just one of those sand dunes. Now it keeps going.
Yeah. It's a very existential film. It's so funny because like the whole thing about Dune to me is like it's such a tactile world. There's all of these like handholds with the technology and with the techniques of people and stuff, but all of that feels kind of very far away in that movie. It's so existential and like thinky. It kind of the desert almost feels like a non-place. It's just
like a backdrop.
Yeah, in some ways, or like even though you're in it, you feel kind of far away from it and stuff. It's a strange thing.
I think this is. Do you think on the shoulder here that's a hand?
I have no earthly idea.
I think it might be a hand, because it's a weird like little bulge thing, and it's got some striations on it. I'm gonna say that's a hand.
Okay.
Does that make sense to me?
It could be like I don't know. Probably a hand. You're right.
I have a hard time with Dune, and most of it's because, especially in the second one, just did not connect with our Paul at all, at all.
Young didn't really have anything for you.
No, so it was difficult to see him, you know, struggle with his fate and then embrace his fate with nothing in between. Kind of took some out of the movie for me, personally speaking.
Yeah, I get you, man. I'm with you on that. Like, reading people's like reactions to that movie after seeing it, people being like, Timothy, what a guy. Holy shit, what a masterclass. I'm like, I don't think we saw the same film, sir. I saw that man do very little with his face. I think you're gonna need to wind up scoochifying that fella you're drawing right now. Or rather,
Oh,
the fella
yeah.
on the right inward a good bit.
Yes, indeed. I'm just gonna grab all this.
Also, I think there's just a general gravity pull that needs to happen, like up and left. It's not so much that the height of the heads needs to change. It's like everything else needs to sort of tuck up underneath, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably closer. And that gives this guy's waist a little more space to stretch out.
I think that might be just a bit too far. The guy on the left has a good amount of real estate next to him.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Even if I do like a little that?
Too much.
Okay. A scooch.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere around those parts.
Yeah.
Perspective. This is one of those very perspective-y drawings. I like that.
Yeah.
Like a reclining figure, you know, receding from the picture plane.
Yeah.
It's just such a fun thing. You get that lengthening of the legs, and
Mm-hmm.
really, you so often the torso feels like this. Like, especially when you're doing like studies and stuff, the torso can feel like this kind of flat thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really get that sense of, even when you're like really trying to pull all the dimension out of it possible, like you kind of can't when it's head on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
One other thing I would do at this point as well is check your angles.
My angles. Ooh, that's a good point. Because there's a lot of those
There's a lot of them in this.
happening. Yeah. Get out of here. Where does this this other thigh kind of like it doesn't quite connect up to the hip in like a straight line. Kind of goes like an arc.
Yeah, it's the, upper thigh fat sort of bulging out.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
How dare you? we got this sort of, it's a textural mess, but it is a negative space between them that I need to get right. And I think I am getting it wrong.
Check your angles, bruh.
I gotta check them.
Check your angles first. Get the big outlining shape before you start trying to tackle little crooky things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's really not a very flattering view of that right figure. It makes that it makes those legs look really kind of dumpy, you know?
Mm.
Little baby man. A long torso in comparison.
Long torso, yeah.
Can you send me a link of just the picture?
Sure. I can also just give you the picture.
Oh, sure.
Theoretically, I can do that. Da-da-da.
Sarge.
Old Sarge.
Swatch. I still think Sargent's a good-ass painter, but I've definitely grown a lot cooler towards his work. I'm not that into it these days.
Is there something that, like, jumps out at you as, like, wrong nowadays? You know? Or is it just, like...
I just don't care about painting mostly. Like, and all of the joy in Sargent's paintings, it feels like it's about painting. Like there's a kind of joy in how expressive and messy and kind of like blah he can just be and get describe something with seeming ease through all that chaos, and like they don't feel picture-y to me, I guess. As a result, they feel much more like athletic, and I'm less into that these days in art.
You don't care as much that they can lift a bunch of weight. You want to see them dance.
Yeah. Or I need like some fucking I need like real Olympians, you know what I'm saying? If I'm there for the strength of it all. And in that case, you know, Sargent's pretty fucking good, but you know, let me tell you about a little man named Boogaroo. Boogaroo is a bad example. Fucking trying to think of what that guy's name is. I think he was a Spanish artist. It'll come to me later. But you know, the real classics, you know, the sort of Caravagisti out there who are getting in there and really know how to render, you know. Who you been looking at recently?
Recently, ugh, nobody I could name. I haven't gone on a good like museum plunge in a while now.
Hmm.
I'm still sort of working off of the one or two times that I've like been like, okay, the Met, what do you got?
Uh, have you seen this Rodan enough times? Uh.
uh,
It's good that Rodan's everywhere. Rather, I'm happy that Rodan is everywhere because he's good. It would be
mhm.
it'd be pretty lame if that guy was just like so widely reproduced and also sucked shit.
Yeah, that would be tragic. Because then you go, ugh, Rodan again.
Oh, another one.
Not this guy.
Not this fucking Rodan dweeb again.
It's probably like a. I'm sure there's like someone uh contemporary that you could say that of, who is just fucking everywhere.
I don't know if the contemporary art scene is really like that.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've been pretty unplugged from fine art though.
Mm-hmm. So it's more like over here, maybe. Yeah, that's better.
Hmm.
Maybe. Oh no, I don't know. I think maybe it's worse. Shit.
I see what you're going for there. I think that helps some stuff. Although it's going, you gonna get to it later. There's gonna be some shifty business going on with that dude's pelvis downward.
Mm. You think it's too high?
No, I mean like from the pelvis downward.
Oh, sure, yeah.
My main guess is that the hips just need to shift to the left generally.
Yeah. Right, because because there's like a line between the elbow and the knee there.
Elbow and knee, between the elbow and the knee.
Right.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
I'm trying to cite the this guy's elbow up here to his knee down there.
Oh,
See if there's like a correlation.
yeah. would it be horribly gauche of me to attend to some of my dark audio business while we do
What?
this? I could still talk during that because it's just scooching things.
Oh, sure. No, go for it.
Okay. I'm a dark audiophile. Yeah, this is truly just nonsense. Like you shouldn't do this. Just for the folks at home who might see this, what I'm doing right now is I have these two they're a double tracking. I've double tracked a baseline. The baseline's pretty busy. And so I'm going through and manually cutting up one of those tracks so that I can scooch around the notes individually to make them perfectly synced.
This is to beef out the sound, I would guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also not a real bass. It's my guitar, but it works. It does the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is also hubris. This is hubris. This is when they did the Oedipus Man. This is what they thought about. When Aeschylus was doing his thing, he was like, "Yeah, I know what's going to happen. We're just gonna set you up right here, Evan. Just gonna let you think about this one when you're fucking hunched over your laptop like a gremlin, chopping this thing up." So many notes.
You make it complex, and then you gotta organize it.
It's not even that complex. It's like, it's just enough notes, you know, that it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of those things where it's just like, here, let me bong out like 4 notes. It's not the like baseline as a root support idea. It's a baseline, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I had another monitor because then I could be keeping tabs on you. I'll just hop back and forth.
Yeah. Which is honestly how you should treat this stream. Cause like the individual brushstrokes, they don't matter ultimately as like a visual entertainment, but you know, you pop in every so often to be like, oh, that's in the wrong spot.
Visual entertainment. That's an interesting notion. I have a hard time seeing like making art as visual entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so, I don't know. Of course, you know, I'm not hungry for it nearly as much as some folks might be. But I don't know.
Doesn't know.
I don't want to spoil this movie for anyone, but that is now a thing for me. Start to get a little bit less sinking down. Okay. Who's your favorite character in Dune? Who do you think's the hottest guy in Dune?
The hottest guy.
Who do you think the hottest guy in Dune is?
This is a good question. I think.
Where does that man's arm go?
Just like into the brush.
Into bush.
Yeah.
Plugged directly into bush. Okay, here's a better question. Do you think Timothy Chalamet is a handsome lad?
Um, I think he has a lot of bone structure happening.
Yeah, he sure do. I'd never seen a man with such a like. His chin feels like a separate thing. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen that before, where it's like a chin is like a whole, its whole own object.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious as to like how he'll look when he's older. You know.
Yeah, me too. I wonder how he's gonna square out. Like every single Hollywood man has this
Mm-hmm.
phase where they become more block-like.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how that will happen to him. What did you think of the art in this new one?
The art. What do you mean by the art?
Well, I
Like,
guess I mean the stuff, the things, the
oh, the things and the
locations.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought they were cool. I there was a lot of stuff about the like Fremen tech that I was like really curious as to how they manufactured it.
Mm.
Um, like there's so much with the tents and with the like the pipes and stuff that feels like, even though it's very high tech, very um is doing a lot of like stuff, it still feels like sort of like you could, if you needed to, you could like hand sew it, you know.
Oh, sure.
um
Yeah, there really is a play of like industrially manufactured to like handmade with their things.
yeah, whereas like the little thingy that they put in the sand to call the worms, which was in the first movie, I'm not spoiling anything,
Hmm.
um is very industrial,
Yeah,
is very like clicky and precise and stuff.
sort of like the still suits and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they are like there's like rubber and it feels like vinyl or like carbon fiber elements in there. They feel very manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the bad guys?
Bad guys.
We got a little bit more of them on screen this time,
Yeah. Uh,
or I guess just a little bit more of an insight into like where they come from. Like we see their world and stuff.
mm-hmm. um well, I thought it was interesting how much of that was in black and white.
Yeah.
um like not just uh not just like the colors of that place were black and white, but the film itself was in black and white.
Yeah.
um
Apparently they shot that in infrared.
what does that mean?
You gotta ask Denny V, man. He's just him and Hans Zimmer are birds of a feather. They're just trying to keep it spicy. They're trying to keep the marriage alive. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. God. I thought the holograms were weird.
Holograms. I don't remember the hologram.
yeah, they had like um when they were like attacking places with like aerial bombardment and stuff, they had like a
Oh, right.
um
The like sort of map strike tracker kind of thing.
yeah. That felt odd to me. That felt less Doony to
Sure.
me.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of stuff in this one where it feels like they're kind of abandoning the like tech limitation side of
Hmm.
things, which does make it less characterful. I
Yeah.
agree. Oh, it sounds so good when they're perfectly in phase, though. Oh, my lord. I'm truly crawling through this. I'm not even halfway done with the first section
Oh
that I've
wow.
got to do this on, and then the second section is, a good bit longer. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, though.
The angle on this fellow's face is very funny.
Which one?
The
Oh,
guy on the yeah.
yeah. Especially like once you really get in there, you start looking at what's going on. It's just like this little. It looks like a cartoon duck a little bit,
A little bit, yeah.
a sleepy cartoon duck.
Hmm.
I've heard tell. I've heard whispers in
Mm.
shadowy places frequented only by uh, real dweebs that in Pro Tools you
Uh-huh.
could you could do this shit automatically.
Oh, what? There's just like a button for
You
it.
could there's like a thing you could just do it. You don't gotta mess around with all this nonsense. What?
Now that I put this face in place, the whole thing looks really ridiculous.
these uh these fucking poor secondhand mannequins just tossed out there. I'm trying to think if there was someone in Dune that we found less charismatic than Timothy Chalamet.
Hmm. Yes. Yes.
Oh, who
Uh
was it?
it was um the old mentor.
Oh, right. Yeah, Josh Brolin
Did a bad job.
was not doing a good job there.
Hmm.
It's so weird because in a movie that seems so intentionally put together, as these two are having a kind of flat performance in there, just feels so devastating. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't imagine that like any corners were cut. It's just they just did a bad job and they were okay with it,
Yeah.
or somehow that was the point or something.
Somehow, you have to imagine. I'm looking now.
You're looking now.
I'm looking.
You weren't looking before.
Well, I was copying before, but now I'm looking.
Oh, Lisat Al Gaib. What's that dude's name? Is that Javier Bardem?
I don't think so. I think it's a different dude.
Are you sure? No, that's. I'm pretty sure that's Javier Bardem. Uh, Dune. In Dune. Yeah, he's in Dune.
Okay.
That's the guy. Well, anyways, bringing him up because he was the bright spot for me
Mm-hmm.
in terms of performances by a long, 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 wide margin.
You gotta do some scrolling to get to his performance.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're almost at the 2/3 mark here.
Ooh.
Syncing this shit up.
Are you doing this visually?
Yep.
You sick bastard.
I don't have a choice, okay? I gotta do it. This is the most anal retentive thing I do in audio, but a close second is justly intonating all the fucking notes in a harmony stack. That is more painful, I will say.
Mm.
It takes slightly less time, but it is more painful because you can't just do it visually. Like you have to listen, you have to get in there, and you're doing a more complex thing, you know. This is just like I'm just seeing it and I'm scooching. I'm bringing up the hills to the same points, right?
Yeah.
Um, and this is the kind of thing you gotta do. The kind of thing you just gotta do.
I'm just
Want
gonna do it.
want quality on a budget. You just have to work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You want that tone, you know.
Hmm. Translates to hours.
Mm-hmm. Tone hours. think in the Dune sequel here, Dune 2, I felt like the biggest aesthetic thing that was missing for me was in the costuming. I felt like the
Mm,
first time around there was such a wide variety of like functionality
mm-hmm.
to those pieces of clothing, and so you get these characters dressed very differently from scene to scene, sort of as they went through their various duties or their various trials and tribulations. Um, and with this one, it kind of felt like everybody just had like an outfit or two, you know,
Yeah.
which was a little sad to me.
Mm-hmm.
The costume design in the first one was like brilliant too.
Hmm.
Really, really enjoyed it. Okay, first chunk here, all cut up and all together. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's too far down. Also, part of the difference between the two is that like you've got like how to say um in the first Dune you have like the Atreides who are like fish out of water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And their various outfits kind of like acclimating to Arrakis. Um,
Oh, sure.
whereas like in the second one, like the even the outfits for like the bad guys don't change that much. It's just like they're in war mode all the time.
Yeah. Did you have any feelings towards the new bad guy at all?
Uh, not really.
This movie hit nothing. Seems like.
I I don't know. The stuff that I there is stuff that I liked about it. Like um some of the like some of the details about Fremen life that they got into.
Mm.
Um like the travel especially I thought was really cool,
Oh, sure.
which I won't speak too much of cuz in case you haven't seen the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's nice to see that expanded.
Mhm.
Though that's still like my biggest. That intersects with like my biggest gripe of the movie. It's just
Mhm.
I wanted more of their lives.
Yeah.
Want them to be more people. And it's so weird the way that this man directs these things. It's like it is gesturing towards like a lot of stuff within characters' relationships and within the world, and it is saying something specific there. But some of those things I think need to be made more manifest
Mm.
uh, for them to like work story wise. They can't all be this kind of like distant haze, you know?
Yeah.
That's one of those things for me. Right there. All right. How's it coming here, Sasha?
It's chugging away.
Mm-hmm. Seeing some chug.
Hmm.
What are you gonna do about all the blappy sarguntitude around?
Hmm. Um. This is a good question. Um. I probably do some scribbles
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Um. Kind of. I'm not gonna get his scribbles exactly. That feels like fool's errand. Um. But the important bits that are on the figures I'm gonna be particular about, but
Mm-hmm.
everything else is just gonna be like blah.
I see. We have moved on to the second passage over here, and I am looking for something that will match that. Yes. Made it to match. Okay. That'll do. Nice.
No.
Oh, what's up?
These two legs are wrong. What was wrong about these legs?
Which two legs?
These two.
Oh, yeah. They feel like they need to travel rightwards and upwards.
Yeah.
I think the feet are on the relatively right height. They just need to travel rightward. And yeah. I think the knee, that advancing knee might also be in the right spot. But yeah, I think it's like the ass needs to come up and the feet need to go right.
Mm-hmm.
You liked it when I said the ass needs to come up?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
My immediate response was, "You heard him, boys." But that didn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Like there are just out there, there's like a little crew of young lads just struggling to raise this man's ass.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
It's the wrong dismount.
I think the most important thing I learned about drawing is that you can in fact draw it again
Mm,
if it's in the wrong spot, if it's doing the wrong thing. Even if you like did a good job the first time, like you can do it again. It's okay.
yeah. That's a good lesson to learn. This is the time for it.
Uh huh. You right there?
I just got something stuck in my throat.
Mm.
Okay, we're moving on to the second section here. Once my body, stops resisting me.
Mm-hmm.
Step 1, cut everything up. No note is safe. Give me just 1 second here. I think it's
Sure.
time for some water.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Welcome back.
Slightly less angry throat.
Mm-hmm.
I have an important question for you.
Okay.
What does gunt mean to you?
What does gunt mean to me?
Mm-hmm.
Uh. Oh, well, it's highly contextual.
True. But maybe you could give me some regular forms then. Some
Mm.
regular sort of contextual understandings of gunt.
Uh. I'm not sure I can.
Cop out detected. Cop out detected.
Um. Well, it's like
I really like that this is sort of ground you to a halt. Like, this is taking all the processing power available to you.
It's like when you're a guy but you're like on a mission.
Okay. A gun. So like that's a gun is someone, really going for it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What's it mean to you?
Me think. Me think about this really.
Yeah, not so fucking clear cut, is it?
Okay, guy on a mission is pretty good. It is derogatory to me, kind of in all contexts. If I'm calling someone a gut, I am trying to minimize them in some kind of way. Like the scale of that is, it could be in irony or it could be in earnest. You may never know. Gunt. I mean, it could also be,
Yeah.
your your Porsche downstairs, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's safe for Twitch. Absolutely.
Like Gunt and Bung are, I don't know which is which, but they're definitely different ones.
Uh-huh. Just gonna scribble some stuff in here and then...
Oh, the scribble.
The scribble?
Yeah, some junk over there, definitely. Is some junk?
Got some junk.
Man, that really is just what he did. He just kind of like went blap a blap.
Yeah.
Those lines mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of junk.
Yep.
It's him just, he had to go eat a sandwich,
Mm-hmm. It was sandwich time. The sandwich was getting cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I think where old John called it, I'm gonna call it. This is as close to this study as I'm gonna get tonight.
Solid progress, though, man. Nice.
Thank you. I go. And just to torture myself by removing the interways. Oh, everything is. I got the legs kind of right. I got the feet kind of right.
Oh, let me see this. Hey, yeah.
Just those heads are like scooched over.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That's. Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, and if you're not watching, have a good night anyway.
Have a good night, Guts and Bungs.